My wife's girl trip was actually a romantic getaway with my best friend. I found out, and now I'm planning my revenge. Hello everyone, never imagined I would be posting on our relationship advice, but here we are. I am Derek, 32 male, and my wife is Cynthia, 30 female. We have been married for 5 wonderful years, or so I thought. We met in college, fell in love pretty quickly, and honestly I always thought she was the one. We bought a house together 3 years ago in the suburbs, got a dog last year. Everything seemed perfect, picture perfect even. We had our ups and downs like any couple, of course, but we always worked through them. Communication has always been key for us, or at least I believed it was. Cynthia is a teacher. She teaches elementary school and I work in IT. We have a comfortable life, not rich by any means, but we are happy and content. Or again, so I thought. About 2 weeks ago, Cynthia told me that her girlfriends, Amy and Jessica, were planning a girls' trip to Miami for a long weekend. She seemed really excited about it, said she needed a break from work, and honestly she did seem a bit stressed lately with school and all. I encouraged her to go, told her to have fun, relax, and enjoy herself. I even offered to pay for part of the trip, which she thankfully declined, saying they had already booked a reasonably priced Airbnb and split the costs. I thought it was great. She deserved a break, and I was happy for her. I even helped her pack, made sure she had everything she needed, sunscreen, her favorite books, you name it. We said goodbye at the airport, a kiss, a hug, and she was off. I genuinely thought she was going to Miami with her friends. The first few days were quiet at home, just me and our dog, Buster. Buster is a golden retriever, a big goofy ball of fur. He missed Cynthia too, I could tell. We went for extra long walks. I cooked my own meals, watched some sports. It was peaceful if a little lonely. Cynthia would text me every now and then, sending pictures of the beach, saying they were having a blast, typical girls' trip stuff. I didn't think anything of it. She called me once briefly from a noisy restaurant, said she would call me properly when she got back to the Airbnb. She never did, but I didn't really mind. I figured they were just busy having fun and I didn't want to interrupt their vacation. I trusted her completely. That was my first mistake, trusting completely. Then came Saturday. Saturday was when everything went sideways. I had planned to go to a baseball game with my best friend, Mark. Mark and I have been friends since high school. We have been through thick and thin together. He was even my best man at my wedding. I considered him like a brother. He is a great guy, or so I thought. He is single, lives in the city, works as a lawyer. We usually hang out once or twice a week, grab a beer, watch a game, just catch up. He was supposed to pick me up at noon for the game. But he texted me in the morning saying he couldn't make it. Said he had some urgent work thing come up, a last-minute client meeting, something like that. I was a bit bummed, but I understood. Work is work. I told him no worries, maybe next time. He apologized and said he would make it up to me. Seemed normal enough, so I ended up going to the game by myself. It was all right, but definitely not as fun without Mark. I kept thinking about him though, felt a bit off about his cancellation. It wasn't like him to cancel last minute, especially for something work-related on a Saturday. He is usually pretty good at managing his time. Something just felt weird. Later that evening, I was just chilling at home, watching TV, when I decided to scroll through Instagram. Just mindlessly scrolling, you know how it is. And then I saw it. A picture that made my blood run cold. It was a picture posted by Amy, one of Cynthia's supposed girlfriends who was on this Miami trip. It was a group photo, of course, supposedly from Miami. Amy, Jessica, and Mark. Mark was in the picture, smiling, looking all relaxed in Miami. In Miami, on the same weekend my wife was in Miami on a girls' trip. And he had supposedly canceled on me because of work. My heart started pounding in my chest. Something was terribly wrong. I zoomed in on the picture trying to see if Cynthia was there. She wasn't. Just Amy, Jessica, and Mark. The caption was something like Miami vibes with the besties. Besties. Since when was Mark one of Cynthia's besties? They barely knew each other, or so I thought. I immediately tried to call Cynthia. No answer. I texted her, "Hey, are you in Miami?" No response. I tried calling Mark. No answer either. My mind was racing. What was going on? Why was Mark in Miami with Cynthia's friends? Why wasn't Cynthia in the picture? Why weren't they answering their phones? I started feeling sick to my stomach. I knew deep down something was very, very wrong. I started going through Amy's Instagram profile looking for more pictures, and then I found another one. This one was posted a few hours earlier. It was a picture of 2 people sitting at a beachside restaurant holding hands across the table. You couldn't see their faces clearly, they were facing away from the camera. But I recognized the clothes. The woman was wearing a dress that Cynthia had packed for her trip, a bright yellow sundress that I had complimented her on just before she left. And the man was wearing a shirt that looked exactly like one Mark owned, a light blue linen shirt that I had seen him wear countless times, and the watch on his wrist. It was definitely Mark's watch. A distinctive silver watch that I had even helped him pick out a few years ago. I stared at the picture, my hands shaking. It couldn't be, could it? My wife on her girls' trip, holding hands with my best friend in Miami. It was too much of a coincidence. I felt like I was going to throw up. I needed to know for sure. I needed proof. I started digging deeper. I went to Jessica's Instagram profile this time, and there it was, another picture. Posted just an hour ago, this one was a selfie. Jessica and Cynthia smiling in front of a beautiful sunset. Miami sunset. Okay, Cynthia was in Miami, but where was Mark? And why was he with Amy and Jessica earlier? Something still didn't add up. I scrolled further down Jessica's profile, and then I saw it, a picture that confirmed my worst nightmare. It was a picture posted 2 days ago, a picture of Cynthia and Mark together, just the two of them. Standing on a balcony, overlooking the ocean. Cynthia was leaning into Mark, her arm around his waist. Mark had his arm around her shoulders. They were both smiling, looking at each other, not at the camera. They looked intimate. The caption was simply beautiful views. No mention of Amy or Jessica. No mention of it being a group trip. Just Cynthia and Mark alone in Miami. My world started spinning. This couldn't be happening. This wasn't real. My wife, my best friend together, behind my back. While I was at home, missing her, trusting her, believing her lies, I felt a wave of anger wash over me, followed by a crushing wave of sadness. I felt betrayed, humiliated, heartbroken. How could they do this to me? Both of them. People I trusted the most. My wife, the woman I loved, the woman I thought loved me back. My best friend, the guy I considered my brother, the guy who was supposed to have my back. They were together. They were cheating on me, in Miami. Pretending it was a girls' trip. Lying to my face. I felt like I had been punched in the gut. I couldn't breathe. Tears started welling up in my eyes. I couldn't believe it. I just couldn't believe it. I spent the rest of the evening in a daze. I couldn't eat, I couldn't sleep. I just sat on the couch, staring blankly at the TV, replaying those pictures in my head over and over again. The picture of them holding hands, the picture of them on the balcony, the picture of Mark with Amy and Jessica, and Cynthia conveniently missing. It all clicked into place. The girls' trip was a lie, it was a cover-up. Cynthia wasn't in Miami with her girlfriends. She was in Miami with Mark. They were having an affair. They were betraying me in the most disgusting way possible. The next morning, Sunday, I was still in shock. I hadn't slept a wink. My eyes were puffy, my head was pounding. I knew I had to confront them. I couldn't let this go. I couldn't pretend I didn't know. I needed answers. I needed to hear it from them. I tried calling Cynthia again. This time she answered. Her voice sounded cheerful, normal, like nothing was wrong. Hey babe, what's up? She said, all bright and breezy. I could barely speak. My voice was trembling. Cynthia, I said, trying to keep my voice steady. Are you in Miami? There was a pause, a very long pause. Yes, she said finally, her voice a little less cheerful now. I am, with Amy and Jessica, having so much fun. She tried to sound enthusiastic, but it was clear she was lying. I could hear it in her voice. Cynthia, I said again, my voice getting louder now. I know you are not with Amy and Jessica. I know you are with Mark. I saw the pictures. On Instagram, I know everything. Silence. Complete silence on the other end of the line. I could hear her breathing, but she didn't say anything. Cynthia, are you there? I asked, still silence. Then finally, in a very small voice, she said, Derek, I interrupted her. Don't even try to lie to me anymore. Just tell me the truth. Are you in Miami with Mark? Another long pause. Then yes, she whispered. I am. My heart sank. It was confirmed. My worst fear, my nightmare was real. Why, Cynthia? Why are you doing this to me, to us? I asked, my voice cracking. Derek, please let me explain, she said, her voice starting to tremble now. There is an explanation. It's not what you think. Oh, really? It's not what I think. What am I supposed to think, Cynthia? That you and my best friend are just having a friendly vacation in Miami, holding hands, smiling at each other like you are in love. What exactly am I supposed to think? I was getting angrier and angrier. Derek, please just listen to me, she pleaded. I can't explain it over the phone. Can we talk when I get back? No, Cynthia, I said firmly. We are going to talk now. Tell me everything, right now, or don't even bother coming back. There was another long silence. I could hear her sighing heavily on the other end. Okay, she said finally, her voice resigned. Okay, fine. Yes, I am in Miami with Mark, but it's not. It's not like that. Well, it is like that, but it's complicated. Cheating on your husband with his best friend is complicated. Is that what you are telling me, Cynthia? I was losing my patience. No, it's not just cheating, she said, her voice getting more agitated. It's more than that. Derek, I have feelings for Mark, strong feelings. I have for a while now. I felt like I had been slapped in the face. Feelings for Mark? Are you serious? You have feelings for my best friend, while you are married to me. What about me, Cynthia? What about our marriage? What about our vows? Did those mean nothing to you? I was yelling now, I couldn't help it. Derek, please calm down, she said, her voice pleading. Just listen to me. I didn't mean for this to happen, it just happened. Mark and I, we just connected. We understand each other. We have so much in common. More than you and I do, to be honest. I was speechless. I couldn't believe what I was hearing. She was justifying it. She was trying to make it sound like it was my fault, that we didn't have enough in common. After 5 years of marriage, after everything we had built together, she was throwing it all away for my best friend. So you are saying you are in love with Mark? I asked, my voice barely a whisper. Yes, she said, her voice trembling again. Yes, Derek, I think I am. I know this is awful, I know I have hurt you, and I am so sorry, but it's true, I am in love with Mark. The words hit me like a ton of bricks. In love with Mark. My wife in love with my best friend. I felt like I was going to collapse, and Mark, does he feel the same way? I asked, dreading the answer. Yes, she said. Yes, he does. We talked about it. We have been talking about it for months. This trip, Miami, it was supposed to be our chance to see if this is real, to see if we are really meant to be together. Meant to be together. I repeated, my voice full of disbelief. You think you are meant to be together with my best friend, while you are still married to me? Have you lost your mind, Cynthia? Derek, please don't yell, she said, her voice starting to cry now. I know I have made a mistake. A huge mistake, but I can't help how I feel. I can't control my heart. I fell in love with Mark. It just happened. Fell in love. It just happened. Cynthia, this is not some romantic comedy movie. This is real life. You are married. You took vows. You promised to be faithful, and you broke that promise. You betrayed me. You betrayed our marriage. You betrayed everything we had. I was shaking with anger and hurt. I know, she sobbed. I am so sorry, Derek. Please forgive me. I didn't want to hurt you. I just followed my heart, followed your heart. Right into my best friend's arms. Is that what you call following your heart? Cynthia, you are unbelievable. You are selfish. You are cruel. You are a liar, and you are a cheat. I said, my voice full of venom. Don't call me names, Derek, she said, her voice hardening slightly. I know I have done wrong, but I am not a bad person. I just made a mistake, and I am trying to fix it. Fix it. How are you going to fix this, Cynthia? By running off to Miami with my best friend. By telling me you are in love with him. How exactly is that fixing anything? I was beyond furious. I don't know, Derek, I don't know, she cried. I just need time. Time to think. Time to figure things out. Can we just talk about this when I get back? Please. I will be back on Monday. We can talk then. We can figure out what to do next. Figure out what to do next. There is nothing to figure out, Cynthia, I said coldly. It's over. Between us, it's done. I want a divorce as soon as possible. Silence again. This time it was a stunned silence. Divorce. She whispered, Derek, are you serious? You want a divorce just like that, after 5 years, because of one mistake? One mistake? Cynthia, this is not a mistake. This is a betrayal. A deliberate, calculated betrayal. You planned this trip with Mark. You lied to me about it. You went behind my back. You cheated on me with my best friend. And now you are telling me it's just one mistake. No, Cynthia. This is not a mistake. This is the end. I am done. I want a divorce. And I want you out of my house. When you get back on Monday, pack your things and leave. I will have divorce papers ready for you to sign. Derek, please don't do this, she pleaded, her voice breaking down completely now. Please give me another chance. I promise I can make it up to you. I promise I can change. I promise I can stop seeing Mark. Just please don't leave me. I love you, Derek, I really do. I don't want to lose you. Please just give me another chance. You love me, I scoffed. Cynthia, if you loved me, you wouldn't have done this. You wouldn't have betrayed me like this. You wouldn't have lied to me. You wouldn't have fallen in love with my best friend. Love is not about hurting the person you are supposed to care about. Love is about trust, respect, and loyalty. And you have shown me that you have none of those things for me. So no, Cynthia, I will not give you another chance. You had your chance. And you blew it. Big time, it's over, divorce. That's final. I hung up the phone. I couldn't listen to her anymore. I was done. Completely done. The next few days were a blur. I contacted a lawyer, started the divorce process. I told my parents and my sister what happened. They were shocked and supportive. They couldn't believe Cynthia would do something like this. They always liked her. They thought she was a good person. Turns out they were wrong too. I didn't tell Mark's family yet. I wanted to deal with him in person. Cynthia came back on Monday, as she said. She looked pale and tired. She tried to talk to me, to apologize, to explain. I didn't want to hear it. I just handed her the divorce papers and told her to pack her things and leave. She cried, she begged, she pleaded, but I stood my ground. I was firm. It was over. She finally realized I was serious. She packed her bags, her eyes red and swollen. She looked at me one last time, tears streaming down her face. "I am so sorry, Derek," she whispered. "I really am. I never meant to hurt you like this." "Then why did you do it, Cynthia?" I asked, my voice cold. She just shook her head, unable to answer. She turned around and walked out the door. Just like that, 5 years of marriage gone, over, finished. After Cynthia left, I felt a strange mix of emotions. Relief, anger, sadness, emptiness. It was like a weight had been lifted off my shoulders, but at the same time I felt hollow inside. I had lost my wife, my best friend, my whole future in one weekend. It was surreal. I spent the next few days just trying to process everything. I stayed at home with Buster, my loyal dog, who seemed to sense that something was wrong. He stayed by my side, licking my hand, offering silent comfort. I was grateful for him. He was the only one I could really rely on right now. Then came the confrontation with Mark. I called him on Tuesday, told him I needed to see him. He sounded nervous, hesitant. He knew what was coming. We met at a bar, a place we used to frequent together. He arrived looking sheepish and guilty. He tried to avoid eye contact. So I said after we sat down, my voice low and dangerous, "Miami, girls' trip, care to explain?" He sighed, ran a hand through his hair. "Derek, I don't know what to say," he stammered. "I messed up. Big time. I am so sorry, sorry." "Sorry is not going to cut it, Mark," I said, my voice rising. "You slept with my wife. My wife, your best friend's wife. How could you do that to me, to Cynthia, to our marriage?" He looked down at the table, shamefaced. "I know, Derek, I know," he mumbled. "It was wrong, terribly wrong. I regret it. I really do regret it." "You regret it now that you got caught? Or did you regret it while you were in Miami, holding hands with my wife, pretending to be in love?" I was getting angrier by the second. "No, Derek, it's not like that," he said, trying to defend himself. It's complicated. Cynthia and I, we have feelings for each other, strong feelings. It just happened. We didn't plan it. It just evolved. You call cheating on your best friend evolving. Mark, you are pathetic. You are a coward. You are a traitor, and you are no longer my friend." I stood up to leave. "Derek, please wait," he said, grabbing my arm. "Just hear me out, please. I know I messed up. I know I hurt you. And I am truly sorry, but I love Cynthia. I really do. And she loves me. We are meant to be together. I know it sounds crazy, but it's true. We are soulmates." I laughed, a bitter, humorless laugh. "Soulmates? You think you are soulmates with my wife? After sneaking around behind my back? After lying to my face? After destroying my marriage? Mark, you are delusional. You are not soulmates. You are just two selfish, pathetic people who are too weak to resist temptation. And you know what? You can have her. You can have Cynthia. She is all yours. You deserve each other. And you deserve all the misery that is coming your way. Because trust me, Mark, this will not end well. You have destroyed my marriage, you have destroyed our friendship, and you will destroy your own life in the process. Enjoy your soulmate, Mark. I hope she is worth it, because you have lost me, forever." I turned around and walked out of the bar, leaving him sitting there alone and defeated. I never looked back. It has been a few months since then. The divorce is finalized. Cynthia and Mark are still together as far as I know. I have heard through mutual friends that they are living together, trying to make it work. I honestly don't care. I have moved on. It was hard, incredibly hard at first. The pain was unbearable. The betrayal was devastating. But I got through it. With the help of my family, my real friends, and my loyal dog, Buster. I started focusing on myself, on my own happiness. I started going to the gym again, eating healthy, spending time with people who actually cared about me. I even started dating again. Cautiously, of course. I'm still a bit wary of relationships after what happened. But I am open to the possibility of finding love again. Eventually. Looking back, I realized that this whole experience, as painful as it was also a blessing in disguise. It opened my eyes to the truth about Cynthia and Mark. It showed me their true colors. It saved me from a lifetime of unhappiness and betrayal. I deserve better than that. I deserve someone who is loyal, honest, and faithful, someone who respects me and our vows. Someone who actually loves me and not just my best friend. I learned a valuable lesson from all this. Trust your instincts. If something feels wrong, it probably is. Don't ignore red flags, don't be naive. And most importantly, know your worth. Don't settle for less than you deserve. I am worth more than being cheated on and lied to. I am worth more than a relationship built on deceit and betrayal. I am worth someone who truly loves me for who I am and who will always be faithful to me. And I will find that someone, I know I will. In the meantime, I am happy, I am healthy, I am free, and I am moving on, stronger and wiser than before. Thank you, Reddit, for listening. It helps to get it all out. So Reddit, AITAH for divorcing my wife after finding out she was cheating on me with my best friend. I think not, but I am curious to hear your thoughts. Any advice for moving on and rebuilding my life? And has anyone else been through something similar? Misery loves company, as they say. Just kidding, kind of. But seriously, any words of wisdom would be appreciated. Thanks in advance. Thank you for watching. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do so and hit the notification bell to stay updated with more shocking real-life stories happening around you.